Hello and welcome back to the show where I use a microphone that's never plugged in. But welcome back, you guys, and can you guys do me a little favor? Can you just comment, don't date the children, because some adults need a reminder and it helps me out with the algorithm. So help me help other people realize do not date children and then ask to be uncancelled. Today we're talking about James Charles. We talked about him in the past before. If you do not know, he got in trouble for talking to minors over the internet. He claimed that he didn't know, and it just kept happening. You would think after the first time, because he said that he didn't know that they were underage, you would maybe stop using Instagram as a dating site when anyone comes into your DMs, but he didn't. And now he has been interviewed by the Cosmopolitan and asking people, can I be uncancelled yet? Because I've got a new makeup line out and I kinda wanna sell it, and well, he likes money, so why not?
I like money.
So I thought it would be fun to read the article. I started reading it and I was like, wait, we can just talk about it with you guys on here, because apparently it's mostly just a makeup advertisement, as he's asking people, please buy it and uncancel me for talking to minors. And I thought it would be very interesting. Before we get on this video is sponsored by me and my protein donuts. We recently increased production, and so stick around to find out how you can get some good old protein donuts. I eat them every night while watching Bob's Burgers.
That's what The Rock said.
He's so handsome.
Great body.
All right, let's get in on this. James Charles would like to be uncancelled, please. I mean, you guys, he said please. It's the year of our internet, 2023. What does that mean? It's the year of our internet, 2023. Yes, we have the internet, and as surely as the sun rises, an internet celebrity has an apology to make. So here I am, sitting in James Charles' Encino mansion like a pop culture priest, ready to take his confession. I mean, he already confessed, but let's see what he has to say. I don't want to sit here and fucking mope and whine and cry because nobody wants to hear it, says Charles, sinking into a plush couch on his casual open living room. I had to do a lot of thinking, like, okay babe, this is your fault. No, you are not a pedophile. No, you are not a fucking groomer.
The only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats. I'm not a groomer. I'm just a loser.
No, you're not a predator, but you made a big mistake. It's giving Brittany Dawn. It's giving the toxic gossip train. I'm not a groomer, yeah. I'm just a loser, yeah. Oh, why did I pick up my microphone? Damn it. Whenever these people get in trouble for like talking to minors, sexualizing minors, touching a minor, they always say, I'm not a groomer, I'm not a predator, I'm not this. I just made a mistake, that's it. At this point, you're likely familiar with the specific quid pro quo inherent in celebrity profiles like this, the ones that come together post-cancellation after a respectable amount of time has passed post-cancelable sin. It's no surprise that a star's willingness to answer intimate questions about catastrophic stretch of their lives increasing dramatically when they have a project to promote, the makeup line. So they're making it clear that they know he's got a project to promote. In today's case, that's ostensibly Charles' new makeup line, Painted. But it's also Charles himself, a warrior, acceptably contrite, but still just a little extra Charles.
Hi, sisters.
This is a weird article that apparently made a lot of people extremely upset. And probably because I think they're going to downplay exactly what he did. I don't even think they're going to say what he did. That's my prediction. They're not even gonna say it. This very interview is to be a trial balloon. Its reception the answer to the question both of us, and maybe you too. What are we? This is Dr. Seuss? Dr. Seuss? Why does it sound like Dr. Seuss? This is weird. If what auto-populates in Google search can be believed, are here to ask, is James Charles still canceled? Yes. To me, I don't watch his videos, but I did make this. You guys like that? I put the money in the back. I like money, Mr. Krabs. You guys are SpongeBob fans. You know how he says it.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching-gery.
After all, would a still oust person be allowed to pose for red carpet cameras at the People's Choice Awards or chat amiably with paparazzi? I mean, the Dan Snyder guy still worked for Nickelodeon after freaking sexualizing a bunch of 12-year-olds' feet. They kept him around for a long time, right? I personally don't think James Charles is canceled. He still gets a good amount of views on his makeup, whatever. Is someone who I don't think Shane Dawson is canceled. He still gets millions of views, and he shows up on trending all the time. He ain't canceled. I personally don't think you can cancel these people. Would a still banished person have hundreds of thousands of fans enthusiastically engaged with his YouTube beauty tutorials? Would a truly exiled person be 24 years old, living reportedly in a $7 million farmhouse mansion that looks like a cross between the home Holmes, featured in later season of Vanderpump Rules, and all seasons of the Kardashians? Pretty much what this article is saying is, if he's such a horrible person, why does he live in a mansion?
I have a bodysuit from Mugler for $540. And then I have this pair of Crystal Wide Project pants for $610. I'm gonna layer this Balenciaga hoodie that cost me $1,250. For shoes, I'm gonna add my Dior Jordans, which resell for $10,000. Over top, I'm gonna add my Gucci North Face jacket, which costs $3,400. For accessories, I'm gonna add my Rolex, which cost me $8,000. I'm also gonna add my Cartier full diamond love bracelet, which cost me $57,000. Might as well add this $5,000 custom safety pin that I got for red carpet and literally never wore.
Because horrible people don't live in mansions. That never happens. Horrible people don't have money. They're out on the street. They're working the 9-to-5 job. They're homeless. Those are horrible people. James Charles has a mansion. He is good. So then they start talking about his new makeup line, and he is telling the reporter that I don't have anyone giving me money for this at all. I'm doing it all myself. I have no investors. My mom's not helping me, no loan. People have speculated that I have partners or investors, which I don't know how that rumor got started. This line is fully self-funded. Every single dollar that has gone into the brand has been from my personal savings and checkings account. I have no investors, no partners, no billion-dollar backers behind me. Isn't he a millionaire?
Then I'm gonna add my Diamond Grill, which cost me $2,500. Of course, I'm gonna bring my Hermes Birkin bag, which ran me $22,000.
He's not just some guy that has no money or saved up all the money he built up working from McDonald's. He's a millionaire. He used to get millions and millions of views on YouTube, and if he was smart, he saved some of it just in case. So that to me is not the most impressive thing, but he's happy about it.
Money, oh money, how I love thee.
Also, who would invest in him after all those things came out and the messages of him asking for armpit pictures or hairy armpit pictures of, he's got like an armpit thing. He was asking that from minors or asking how big their thing is. Once again, he said he didn't know. He had no idea. So then the article goes into, oh, we're gonna release this interview with the James Charles, and we don't know what's gonna happen, how people are gonna take it. Neither of us know how it will go is due to the murky nature of cancel culture and its crisscrossing tripwires of implied and loosely enforced rules. To me, it wasn't him getting canceled because he said, like when someone gets canceled, which for something that they said, something that a majority of people didn't agree with, right? It's not even like that. Like a lot of that to me is just very, very dumb. He got in trouble because he was talking to minors.
And I finally came to a conclusion. It sucks and it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but I think I have to, and that is that I'm desperate.
Of course, many people don't really want to talk to him anymore. And because of a hungry and fickle internet that doles out forgiveness or maybe just forgetfulness, seemingly at whim, it's a landscape, hellscape, some would say, in which all comebacks are tentative and where the conversation around an offense often ends up obscuring the offense itself. When I polled friends and colleagues about Charles in the run-up to this day, the general consensus was that he had done something bad, but no one was clear on exactly what. I bet you they're not gonna say it. I don't think they're gonna say what he did. As a very online millennial, I had long been ambiently aware of Charles while also knowing next to nothing about him. Bored at home during the pandemic, I watched the Dramageddon feud he had with another YouTuber whose name I can never remember. What? I even know, it's the Tati, let me look that up. Tati what? Yes, it was Tati Westbrook.
Like it was just like, no big deal. Like sucking and cock. Like I'm just like, oh my God, time and place. And you did it at my birthday dinner.
I only know that name because of all of the drama going down. It was like it had a name, Dramageddon, the Dramageddon feud. And you're gonna tell me, as someone who scrolls TikTok or scrolls all this more than I do, you don't remember the name? Hilariously, non-scandal scandal that possibly had something to do with hair vitamins. All right, then they talk about his accomplishments and say that he worked with the Kardashians, Katy Perry, and all of these top elite people. And then we get back to cancel culture and the evil internet. In a corner of the internet known for constant snipping, backstabbing, and hopelessly convoluted rivalries, the same lack of guile, and permanent logged on status that drew viewers to Charles also made him a magnet for drama. There he was, posting regular apologies for things like insensitive insensitive tweets about Africa and Ebola. Wait, what was the tweet? Let me, hold on, let's see. At age 17, James Charles broke barriers last year and became CoverGirl's first male spokesperson. But today, Charles tweeted, "I can't believe we're going to Africa today. Oh my gosh, what if we get Ebola?" I don't know if it's just funny because it's like, but also it's funny because I feel like maybe he doesn't, like he's genuinely scared of getting Ebola. Also, wasn't everyone joking about Ebola at this time? I remember all the memes, but that's not why he was canceled. From my understanding, his cancellation was because he asked, you know, teenagers for certain types of pictures and sent them a requirement for their eggplant size.
When the picture man say pose, don't need no filter, no filter.
His Dramageddon opponents, Tati Westbrooks, even I know that name and I don't watch like makeup videos from these people, intentionally accused Charles of using his fame to manipulate straight men. Oh yeah, that was part of the Tati thing, is that he would try to get, he like had a thing, allegedly, to get a straight guy to take his pants off. And many people were very upset by that because there's those straight men that are very scared that a gay guy is gonna come over and like seduce them to be gay. And so he would be flirting a lot with, you know, very young waiters. What that would tell him, I'm not gay, and he would just continue to do it. So that was that.
Did it at my birthday dinner.
Charles had nearly 26 million YouTube subscribers and top of tens millions more on TikTok and Instagram. In February 2021, Charles confronted a career crisis he couldn't quickly apologize for or capitalize on. Oh no!
Money!
He was publicly accused of sending lewd photographs and inappropriate sexual messages to a then 16-year-old fan. I was wrong. I am absolutely never wrong, but they actually talked about it. Maybe the way they talked about it is why people were really upset. Charles says he was misled into believing the boy was 18 and that he blocked him as soon as he learned the truth. I've never been more disgusted in my life than when I found out that this kid was 16 years old. I was mortified, absolutely mortified. The allegations triggered more complaints against Charles. They were primarily disseminated in the form of TikToks filled with screenshots of flirtatious conversations between Charles had allegedly conducted with a number of male fans. Charles allegedly called someone daddy, and all of these comments rounded up into a very viral tweet thread by a controversial poster who keeps track of internet scandals, now under fire himself. Who was that? Beth Noodles? I know he covered it. I'm blanking right now, but the guy that looks like Voldemort. Who was that? Someone tell me in the comment section. In the end, substantiate or not, multiple media reports indicated that at least 15 boys and men had accused Charles of inappropriate behavior. Wait, can we scale back? Because a lot of people get upset when like a woman comes out and says, like, say a man was being inappropriate to a woman and she comes out and says it. Well then like what, 15, 20 other women come out and they say, hey, he was the same to me. But then at the same time, a lot of people will say, well, why are they coming out now? Whenever someone comes out, a bunch of other people come out. No one said anything about this. A man came out and said, or a boy came out and said, hey, he talked to me inappropriately. And then 15 other men and boys came out and said, he was inappropriate to me too. And I didn't see ain't no men saying, well, that's what always happens when someone accuses a man of something. I wonder why I didn't see that when this was going on. I thought I would just bring that up. Charles says now about the breadth of allegations. The source of where the list came from was not doing any sort of research, no fact checking. Some of the screenshots depicted consensual conversations between adults, he says. Others were completely fake, which that was proven that some people would just like either go and bait him to try and get him to say sexual things because like he said,
I'm desperate.
And I guess he'll just be sexual with anyone on the internet at any time. I don't know why you do that. Anyway, and yeah, some people would fabricate it, which, dude, why are you guys doing that? There were already texts out there showing that he was saying things. You don't have to fabricate stuff because then there's gonna be people saying, see, nothing's real. Then they just go over his infamous holding myself accountable video. Cosmopolitan says that they reached out many times to the minors to have them say what they needed to say and none of them reached back to them, except for one who asked, would you pay me for my time? Cosmopolitan said no, and he said, well, bye. Ooh, let me scooch back a little bit. I don't know if my forehead was even in the first half of this video. My goodness, now people are gonna complain in the comment section about something with my forehead. If a celebrity with tens of millions of followers came sliding into your DMs, would you respond? Probably, depending on who it was. Big Ed? Nah, I'd respond. I'd want a conversation because I'm gonna bank the fuck out of that. So yeah, I probably would. But also as an adult, like if we switched that and if I was a celebrity and I saw someone online and I was like, oh my God, gotta talk to them. And then they were 16. As an adult, I would, no. And those boys looked young. So then they bring us to 2021 when Charles prepared a comeback video, a 30-minute YouTube post titled An Open Conversation, which began with the acknowledgement that it would be ridiculous and irresponsible to try to just come back to social media and pretend like nothing happened. And that quickly became YouTube's most disliked video of the week. Then he decided to post on TikTok about a cookie trend, and that was the third most disliked video of the week, but Charles kept posting. Driven by what I'd armchair therapist diagnosed as a compulsive need for online interaction, it's not just his brand, it's been his entire personality since grade school. Then they go into him about being the only out gay person in school. He says that his biggest mistake in life was probably making himself too available to people on the internet. Then the reporter asked, why didn't he just stick to actual adult dating apps? He tells me he previously had an account on Raya, Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble, and while he did go on dates with people he met there, he ultimately felt too exposed. Not too exposed on Instagram. Like anyone he swiped right on was going to take screenshots of their conversation or brag to their friends about it. I mean, what they did on Instagram? He's more cautious now, although not so much that he's given up on DM sliding completely. Ooh. Instead, he started requiring potential romantic interest to provide IDs before he'll engage. I mean, that's good. If you're going to hit on people on the internet, I guess require some ID before you start asking them their eggplant size. I'm a club bouncer at this point, he says, which even still hasn't stopped the occasional breach of trust. Earlier this year, a TikTok user shared snippets of flirtatious conversations he had with Charles, in which Charles outlines his requirements for a boyfriend. Charles also tells me he recently caught a 17-year-old trying to lie about his age by taking out a digit on his ID. Does anything happen to those kids who lie about their age? Because not much triggers me about the internet, but adults going after children definitely do, and children or teens lying about their age to adults absolutely pisses me off. Do they get punished for that? Because that is not funny. I just feel like if I was that popular, I'm not going to online date. And before YouTube, I loved online dating, but as an online-er influencer person, I just don't think, I mean, it's a sheer example of why I would not need to do that. So then they start talking about his new makeup line, Paint, and they've got lots of pictures of him painting. But then they start talking about cancel culture and how it really can like fuck people up. But if you did like one little mistake, one tiny little mistake, I mean, it was multiple times that he was caught talking to people underage. And I don't know if he did it to try to seek out young boys. But after the first maybe 2 times of talking to someone online that you magically found out that wasn't of age, would you maybe just stop? I feel like I would just not. So they end with the interview and Charles says this: don't get me wrong, I definitely don't think people should be able to do whatever they want and not be held responsible for it. It's important that people be held accountable, but I think it's important that we allow people to grow and to learn. The idea that somebody fucks up and then their entire life and career and everything that they've worked for should be swept out from under their feet is just horrifying. And as I agree with that, like there's certain things that I see that someone does something wrong and then everyone just like canceled them out. No, they don't even want to see them grow. They don't want to see them change. Even if they do try to change and try to learn, then it's just like they're just cut off. But like I said, maybe the first 2 times you would just be like, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I don't have a good eye for not talking to underage boys online. He really would see a cute guy online, slide into the DMs, and then send them the D or ask for pictures. He works very, very fast. And when you work that fast, and he said before he likes to get them as young as possible.
I'm not physically attracted to older guys, which sucks. Like I would date like the absolute youngest, like 18.
You should probably keep in mind that he's a celebrity. There's a chance that people will screenshot what you send them so they can have that viral exposed video. Let me just say, if Big Ed even hinted he was gonna send me a picture of his micro banana between his legs, I would definitely post a video on that. Also, do you guys ever wonder why celebrities do this? I don't have a big following, but I always think someone will screenshot any of my messages. And I'll be damned if I'm going to be out here asking for armpit pictures. But that was the article that many people were like, what? When it came to James Charles, because he's asking to be uncancelled and he's just pretty much trying to sell us some new makeup to paint on our eyelid or all over our faces. I won't be buying it. I tried to buy one expensive makeup palette and it just kind of seemed like all the CVS makeup palettes that I get. So not my thing, but is it yours? Will you be buying the James Charles Paints makeup palette whenever it comes out? Let me know in the comment section if you guys would like some protein donuts. I linked them below. We recently increased our production, and if you guys are looking for like a healthier, lower calorie, lower fat, and lower sugar snack. I usually eat mine like literally in bed. Don't say anything. I loved doing this when I was chunkier. I like to eat my snacks in bed before bed so I can get out of bed, brush my teeth, and then go to sleep. For some reason, eating something right before I sleep just really comforts me while I watch Bob's Burgers. So if you're interested in supporting this channel, the link is right below. And if you would like to support this channel in a very free way, you can just hit the subscribe button. I would absolutely love that. We have a very long video coming up. It's about 2 hours and I'm trying to just cut it down to at least 40 minutes, which is why we just talked about this today, because many people were asking me, what did I think about James Charles being uncanceled? And what I think is, I don't think he's canceled at all. But hopefully the long video will be up next week. So get ready to do some cardio, or I don't know, get your snack out and sit on your butt cheeks and watch it. I'm not here to judge, or am I? Guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and you right there, yep, come here. You have a great day. And make sure if you're flirting with people on the internet and you want to ask them their penis size, or I don't know how big their boobs are, make sure that they are not 14 years old. If you take anything away from this video, take that.
Wake up, honey, I made you breakfast. Fresh coffee and bagels too. A new day is waiting for us. We got lots of fun stuff to do. Let's go to the zoo and feed the monkeys. I can lend them your baseball cap. Let's make the day a barrel of fun. Growing up is just a trap.